A car, stolen in less than 2 minutes. No alarm, no witnesses, just a quiet street, and one determined thief. This isn't just one story. It's happening in neighborhoods like yours, more often than you think. And in this video, we're going to show you how it happened, the mistakes that made it easier, and how you can avoid becoming the next victim.
The thieves were able to start the cars easily because the keys were left inside. Never did George think anyone would be brazen enough to make their way onto his property while his family was sleeping inside.
It could have ended up bad, and not only that, my family's here.
Fortunately, it didn't take long for him to retrieve his property. One car found near Oakland Park Boulevard and I-95. The other located near I-95 and State Road 112. George tells me when he recovered the vehicles, he realized that the crooks were trying to be smart by disabling the factory GPS system. The one thing they didn't know is that George had his own GPS tracking system. That's how he was able to find the vehicles.
When I was able to disable the cars while they were driving.
While he now has to fix 2 gates and the damages to his cars, he says will cost him close to $35,000. He wants these thugs caught before they strike again.
I hope you get caught, because you don't come into someone's property like that.
Right, the gates and locks to this Matson dealership are broken, but that wasn't the case this weekend when thieves took a caravan of cars out of here. Take a look. You're watching car after car roll out of the Hawkinson Kia service lot. It's 3:30 in the morning, and the Matson dealership is closed.
It looks very organized to me.
That's General Manager Greg Freeman watching this heist go down.
They definitely know their way around a car dealership.
Watch as the crooks back a stolen Honda to the service door. First 2 guys jump out, then at least 5 more.
Broke out one of the panes out of the window and crawled through in order to gain access into the building.
And once inside, the thieves check any car doors unlocked.
And they scour the cars for keys.
They eventually find the lockbox with the keys.
It's disheartening to see that people do this.
What's just as tough for Freeman, some of these crooks look too young to drive.
Someone could probably picture the kids, or have seen these guys wearing the clothes that they're wearing. It looks like it's everyday clothes.
One thief has his arm in a sling, another sports a V-Love sweatshirt. In all, 6 cars stolen or damaged.
Talking upwards of $100,000 to $115,000.
That all happened in a matter of 10 minutes.
10 to 15 minutes.
After trying to bash the gate open with the stolen Honda, they eventually gave up and left it behind, driving the new Kias over the snowbank they used to come in. Now Freeman is warning other dealerships.
Typically they are armed. So if you see suspicious activity, or you guys, other dealerships that see this story, please make sure that you guys lock your stuff up.
The GM does not believe this was an inside job, but admits that the thieves knew their way around this dealership. Reporting in Matson, Jermont Terry, CBS 2 News.
It was almost like they were just shopping and actually paying for something.
A brazen burglary captured on camera in Evanston. Car dealership sharing this video showing a group police say of up to 6 people getting away with multiple high-end vehicles.
Maybe the video does indicate that there was some plan.
The thieves arriving just after 2 a.m. Monday. Security video showing the group using an object to break through the garage entrance, then ripping the alarm system off the wall. Before driving off the lot with 14 luxury cars within a matter of 6 hours.
It's just incredible to me the amount of moxie that they had to come back time and time again, taking more cars each time with no fear. The offender's ability to disable the audible alarm was definitely a facilitating factor to them being able to take 14 cars and having the time to do so.
Police believe the vehicle used in the heist was stolen, and investigators are continuing their search for these suspects before they potentially strike again.
These stolen high-end vehicles, they're very fast, luxurious vehicles are used in other crimes. So that is a concern. We should know within a couple days if that is the case in this theft. I think we're going to find it. We have trackers in some of the cars, and the detectives are working hard to track these people down, and I will show up for every court date. I will not miss one.
The owner says the stolen cars are worth nearly $1 million total, and while he says the insurance will help to replace them, he still wants the suspects to be caught.
Surveillance video from inside the Schaumburg Infiniti dealership shows 2 men in black masks dragging a safe full of keys across the showroom floor. They can then have the keys to take any car they want. Another video from the overnight hours shows a thief casually getting into a red Corvette, starting it with a device intended for locksmiths and driving off. It's a big problem for dealers.
We see that the bad guys are getting their hands on those and using that device to start cars they want to steal and certain makes and models and then rekey those with new key fobs.
The head of security for the Ziegler Auto Group, Carrie Ann Thomas, says since the beginning of the year, thieves have stolen more than a dozen new or used cars from their dealerships. Last week, a thief broke this window in the service department, then broke the window out of this Durango on the showroom floor. And just like customers browse the vehicles in stock online, thieves are apparently looking at inventory as well before they arrive to figure out which vehicles they want to steal.
It is an ongoing nightly problem that we are aware of and we're trying to prevent.
At the Infiniti dealership, after thieves broke in recently, they had to reprogram all the key fobs, so they lined the parking lot with vans for security in the meantime. The head of security says thieves are getting more brazen. At the Chevy dealership, they've put up new temporary lighting and cameras in the parking lot to try to deter thieves.
Our cars are being stolen to commit other crimes, and we know that, because when they're recovered at other crimes.
Of the 7 vehicles stolen from this lot recently, they've actually recovered 6 of them, though in much worse shape than when they left the lot.
In surveillance video the dealership sent to ABC 13, you can see a gold Cadillac pulling into the lot right past 2 employees. The dealership has Flock cameras, which identified the golden Cadillac as stolen. Flock is a license plate recognition camera system. The camera company called the dealership to tell them there was a stolen car on the lot, but the thieves managed to stay undetected. Helsman says the thieves attempted to steal the car, but he's having engine issues, so they moved on to a white Ram. Again, with an employee walking by, they break out a window, climb into the cab, and pull out computers. To start the car without a key.
They must have plugged in the system some sort
And for a final time, with employees in the lot, cameras, and customers, they just drove away. The loss not even noticed right away. Hoffman says there are steps dealers can take, like adding physical locks to steering wheels. For now, he's hoping someone will recognize the men and help recover the still missing car. In Houston, I'm Liliana Pearson, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
Keep an eye on the swerving white Kia. Police say the driver hanging out the window is charged with 5 felonies, including stealing the car he's driving and hit and run. He's accused of not just hitting the bus, which lifted off the ground, but the SUV in front of it and an MPS truck. Court records show an 11-year-old on the bus was heard screaming out, "My leg," and was rushed to the hospital. The front seat passenger in the white Kia is blurred in this video because he was dangling unconscious from the door by his knees. After the crash, a witness says the teen driver tried to drag his friend away from the scene. That woman told police she yelled at him, "What are you doing? We can't move him." Then the suspect ran away. That passenger was severely hurt and remains in a medically induced coma and sustained a crushed skull, fractured arm, and brain bleed that required surgery. His mother told investigators he is still on a breathing tube. As for the suspected driver charged, he told investigators he was not in the car and was home asleep. But a search warrant at his parents' house shows investigators found clothes the suspect was wearing at the time of the crash, along with 4 handgun magazines and ammo.
Stolen vehicles cost the insurance industry several $100 million a year and lead to higher premiums for drivers.
When you're looking at several thousand vehicles being stolen and the average payout nearly $30,000 per vehicle, the cost to the industry is significant.
It's believed organized crime is behind the vast majority of auto thefts. Many of the stolen SUVs, cars, and pickup trucks are loaded into containers and then shipped overseas.
We believe the majority of vehicles out of Quebec and Ontario are destined overseas. We believe we're a source nation for vehicles.
While manufacturers are making changes to try and make vehicles harder to steal, the criminals are never far behind.
Criminal networks that we're dealing with here are that sophisticated that they can adapt as quickly as the manufacturers can make changes.
Can't park there, mate.
They didn't just park, they crashed and fled in his stolen car in Bar Scrub just after midnight.
Jets! Call the police!
There's the raw reaction of the home's owner, Chris Watson.
Someone's just crashed a car in our backyard.
Who was inside at the time with his partner. Tow truck drivers left with a near vertical pull.
Yeah, I think the fences are...
The driver didn't stick around. In fact, it's understood they weren't even inside the car when it ploughed into the property.
The vehicle was running, it was in drive, handbrake off. Someone's just put it in drive, shut the doors and sent it down the hill.
Police say the car was stolen from the Gold Coast almost 2 weeks ago. When they arrived, they discovered stolen handbags and drugs inside. While the damage to the home is significant, those who live here know it could have been so much worse.
Had that gone an extra metre, it would have been straight into our bedroom. Mate, just lock them up.
The car belongs to Brian Sylvester, a Gold Coast bus driver who says his keys were stolen while on the job.
I'm turning into the last stop. He just picks up a bag, puts it in his shopping bag, zips it up, and then he walks off.
Left shocked that his prized possession would be used like this. Brian says he loves driving buses and putting smiles on passengers' faces, but that will have to wait a while. He's now on stress leave after this incident and other recent attacks. In the past few weeks, he's been punched in the face and scratched while on duty.
It's made things less enjoyable for me to be driving a bus for a living, but I've actually taken a bit of time off work just to get my head around it.
Police asking anyone with information on the thief to come forward. David McKenzie, iNews.
This Uber driver is 10 minutes away from home and has just clocked off, using a power hose to wash the inside of this passenger door. His night has likely been far from smooth sailing. At 3:15 this morning in Macquarie Fields, it appears this cat is his only company at the car wash. But watch closer and you can see the headlights from a scooter right past. Moments later, a dark figure emerges, hiding behind one of the dividers. Several minutes pass before the masked man makes his move. In a frightening scramble, the driver is ambushed. 2-on-1, he's threatened with a knife before the men get what they came for and take off.
Extremely brazen to be armed with knives and threaten the man and then take his vehicle, a vehicle which the man actually uses as his livelihood.
The bloke just finished the shift, he's washing his car. Nobody deserves that.
With no way of calling for help, the Uber driver was forced to walk a kilometre down the road to tell police what happened.
The man, quite understandably, was very shaken.
But the havoc didn't stop there. The white scooter and sedan seen speeding down Crisp Sparkle Drive in Ambervale before crashing into a 62-year-old woman on her way to work at 4:20. They also ran from that scene. Madison Scott, 9 News.
Paddington in the early hours of this morning, and thieves get their hands on a Mercedes-Benz. Pulling up next to them, mates in a stolen BMW.
Jump in.
They take off quickly, initially unaware the joyride is being recorded. And it's soon clear the luxury car they're in already isn't luxury enough. This is what they really wanted. Dan Murphy's very expensive pride and joy.
$1,080,000.
The group broke into the home as Dan's adult children slept inside, smashing a window to get the keys to the Merc. Good news is the keys to his wallet were always locked away.
My name's Billy, not silly. I would not have. I do hide them.
So the thieves can only imagine what it would have been like to get behind the wheel.
It's like being on a king-size bed with 14 mattresses and 82 rooms. And it goes extremely fast, very quickly. I don't think I've ever been over the speed limit.
While Dan's relieved his prized possession was left untouched, he's not taking any second chances, choosing to house the car elsewhere.
That won't be here anymore. Neither will I, and no one else. We're going to get to depart.
Surprisingly, he says he feels sorry for the intruders who broke into his home.
There's no role models for some of these guys.
Sounds like you think these kids deserve a bit more love.
Well, who doesn't? I mean, everyone does. I do too. They need understanding and love.
Police might think otherwise on the hunt for the group tonight. Jacob Chico, 9 News.
Vehicle straight through a garage door. It happened early Tuesday morning at a home in the Yonge and Major Mac area. Police say the 3 male suspects forced their way into the residence and demanded car keys. The 3 then made their way into the garage and got into one of the 2 vehicles and proceeded to reverse right through the garage door and then smash through a gate at the end of the driveway. The vehicle was later found abandoned. In addition to the 3 suspects who stole the SUV, investigators are also looking for a 4th suspect believed to have dropped them off at the location. They say no one in the home was hurt.
Look at this. Police
in Mississauga say they got called to a scene yesterday where a bystander noticed a suspect from a robbery earlier this month. When police arrived at the scene, they located the Ford Bronco. It was determined to be stolen, and here you can see the vehicle attempts, to escape by going right over and towards the police cruiser. The driver was taken into custody and charged.
Park County tonight as police look for the thieves who used a stolen car to crash into a gun store and steal firearms. You can see the thieves drive a red Jeep Grand Cherokee through the front of Athens Gun Club on Mill Center Boulevard early Sunday morning. 4 men then run into the store and start grabbing guns. One of them even hops over the counter to get what he wants. Investigators say all 5 people left the scene in a newer model white Audi with a sunroof. Sinead?
Car theft can happen to anyone, in any neighborhood. But with a few good habits and some simple tools, you can protect what's yours. If this video helped you, even just a little, please like, share, or send it to someone you care about. You never know, and it might save their car. Stay alert, park smart, and let's keep our streets safer together.